Good morning and welcome to week number 5. So this week you will be finishing up your annotated bibliography and beginning your researched argument essay. So let's recap where we are so that you can get a sense of the method of my madness for this semester. So in your first essay, you created your topic, or I should say you developed a topic, a research topic, and you made a personal connection to that topic. You told your audience your personal connection and why you want to explore this topic a little bit further. In your annotated bibliography, you found out what specialists, doctors, professors, you found out what the people in that field, the people that have been talking about that topic, you found out what they were saying about that topic. You located issues related to that topic. And then you learn how to find and evaluate scholarly sources versus popular sources. So in your annotated bibliography, and as you all are continuing to work on your annotated bibliography, you'll find that there are people that have blogged about your topic, there are articles about your topic in maybe local newspapers, popular sources like People, Time Magazine. But then on the flip side, you also explored information in academic journals. And these journals and these academic books you found through Delta's library. So in your second paper, you took your personal interest from your first paper and you found out what the specialists were saying about your topic. Now that you've gathered all of this information that you found in your annotated bibliography, you're going to use that information, build on that information to develop an actual thesis statement, or in other words, a position statement. And that's what we call the researched argument essay. So in your researched argument essay, you are going to take the research that you found in your second essay, build on that research, create a position about the information that you found, and then argue that position throughout your paper. So this week, and I just want to pull up the screen so that we're all on the same page here. So this week, you'll finish working on your annotated bibliography. As a reminder, it's due on the 6th. And you'll also read a chapter in your book on arguing a position. In that chapter, they are going to talk about how to develop a thesis statement / position statement. So I use those two terms interchangeably. The thesis statement is the central focus of your essay. So let me give you a hint. When I start grading paper number 3, the first thing my eyes zero in on is the person's or the student's thesis statement. So your thesis statement needs to be clear, it needs to be direct, and it needs to be to the point. If you look at your argument, your researched argument essay assignment sheet, you'll find some example thesis statements. And the researched argument essay assignment sheet also talks about ways to develop your thesis statement. So one of the things that I always talk about, and this is, you don't have to do your thesis statement like this, or your thesis statement does not have to sound like this, but if you have trouble developing a thesis statement, or if that term makes you cringe, one way that I talk about in the assignment sheet is to connect your reason, or I should say your claim in your reason, with a because clause. So you might say that Michigan should lower the drinking age because it would cut down on traffic accidents. Your claim is Michigan should lower the drinking age because it would lower traffic accidents. Lowering the drinking age would lower traffic accidents would be your reasons. So everything else in your paper, the body of your paper, would be spent on backing up, providing research, providing evidence why lowering the drinking age that you stated in your claim supports your reason. And I give you a couple of examples of that in the assignment, in the researched argument assignment sheet. So make sure that you read that assignment sheet along with the chapter on arguing a position in your textbook. The next thing that I'm going to have you do is read and review. So these are things that we've already read over the course of the semester, but I want you to go back and review these two sections. The first section is doing research, and that's found on pages 419 through 419 through 532 in your textbook. This section of your book is extremely important because this section recaps the whole research process, and this section also recaps the MLA formatting process. As I'm looking at your annotated bibliographies right now, for those of you who turned them in, there are still a couple of little formatting issues and mistakes in the MLA citations, how you're doing your in-text citations, along with your works cited page. One of the things that I always caution you against is to avoid the citation translators on the internet. Just like the rule is in a foreign language class when your foreign language teacher tells you do not go to the translation sites, I'm telling you as your English teacher, stay away from the citation translator sites. And the reason being is because a lot of times those translation sites are not up to date to MLA requirements. And also, they also provide extra information. So I'm able to tell as the instructor when you're going to those translation sites, and I'd much rather you deal with your explanation in the book. And if you don't find, or if you have trouble trying to understand how to cite a particular source, this is the perfect opportunity for you to pose that question in the discussion board. Finally, which is extremely important, is that I want you to read and review the handbook, the yellow section in your textbook, which is pages HB3 through HB91. A few of you are still having issues with grammar, sentence structure, coordinating your sentences, coherence, unity. These are the things that they discuss in the yellow section of your book. What I would like to have happen over the course of this week is for you to review those sections carefully, and if you have specific questions about what's being discussed in the handbook and how that relates to your writing, I would like you to pose those questions on the discussion board for this week. This week, participation in the discussion board will be optional, so I'm going to give you guys a slight break. The discussion board this week will not be required, but don't think that, oh, I have less work to do, because you guys have pretty much double the time of reading and reviewing, and also you have to finish your annotated bibliography and start your researched argument essay. So make sure that in the discussion board you post any questions that you might have about the readings or about the researched argument essay. For next week, week 6, for the discussion board, and I'll tell you this right now, for the discussion board, you guys are going to be uploading your rough thesis statements for paper number 3. If you would like to upload a rough thesis statement in the discussion board for week number 5, I highly encourage you to do that, because the earlier you're able to start thinking about your thesis statement, the earlier I'm able to give you feedback, and the more effective your writing will be when you turn in your final paper. So, for this week, finish your annotated bibliography, start on your researched argument essay. Make sure that you read and review all of the work from the handbook, along with you finish all the reading from your, or I should say, review all the reading from your handbook, along with the reviewing the MLA section of your book, along with the research section of your book. As always, I'm here if you have any questions or concerns. Make sure you take advantage of the optional discussion board post this week. I'll be ducking in on that. I'm always updating the e-learning course site, so if I haven't gotten to you specifically yet, don't fret. Your grade and your feedback is on the way. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. Until then, happy reading and happy writing, and I'll see you in cyberspace.